Let's see, the women's doubles semi-final. So two sets of players make their way onto the court. Zhang Chuxian and Zheng Yu of China, the 6 seeds. It's our third match of the day. That's how things stand again. It's nice to see got different nationalities in the semi-finals. First meeting between these pairs.
Lee to serve.
So Chinese Taipei will serve. Delighted to say that we've got Australian doubles player with us, Gwenda Somerville. Gwenda, good to have you join us. How have things been in this tournament so far? Enjoyed the good crowds, good support.
Yeah, it's been great. It's the first Australian Open back since, you know, the pandemic and a few years of not this level of badminton in Australia. So I think everyone's eager to be here. Big crowds, as you can see. Lots of fans waiting outside to try and get a lot of the players' autographs. So yeah,
I saw some of them hunting down Li Zijia a couple of days ago. Let's have a look at Zhang Chuxian, who's 22 from Sichuan province, 169 centimeters tall, 10th in the world. Highest ranking here with our current partner Zheng Yu. So playing some of their best badminton at the moment. And here's Zheng Yu, who's a fair bit taller, 175 centimeters tall. Her highest ranking actually has been 9th with Li Wenmei, the 26-year-old. Results so far, well, they took the scalp of Fukushima and Hirota. That's quite the achievement. They did it in 3 games, but what a result that was.
There were some great rallies in that match. I watched a bit of it yesterday. There were dives going on. It was really entertaining.
There's a very good Chinese support as well in the crowd. Now, Li Chia-sin, the 25-year-old from Taipei, 171 centimeters tall, 46th in the world. That's the current highest ranking with Teng Chun-sun. Look at that strapping on both knees. 22 years of age, 170 centimeters tall, Teng Chun-sun. Would that be a cause of concern for you, the amount of strapping there on both knees?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like you would need that amount if you were at your healthiest, so yeah, surely a bit concerning. But I've seen her play with it for quite a few tournaments, so I mean, I guess if you're still competing, it might not be that bad. She's doing well making the semi-finals here if it is that bad.
Well, they've done very well to beat Matsumoto and Nagahara, so both pairs here against the odds have beaten higher ranked opponents. So they will fancy their chances of getting into the final. Susan Taylor is our umpire, the Australian. And we saw him earlier, didn't we? Kelvin Sweet of New Zealand. So we said that this was the first meeting between the two. Overall, when we look at the record, ranked 10th, Zheng and Teng. Li and Teng are 46th. In terms of rankings, well in favour of the Chinese pair. They played 46 matches together, Zheng and Teng, and they've won 31 of them. It's a very good record. Mind you, not too far away, Li and Teng have played 42 matches together, 30 wins, 12 defeats. But both these pairs have only started playing together this year. How long do you think it takes to kind of develop a relationship, a good working relationship with your partner?
China.
Yeah, I think, yeah, over a year
And on my left,
for sure to get familiar, because the first few matches you're just getting to figure out how you play together, and then you know, after maybe 10 tournaments, you have that familiarity, and that's when you're like getting your best results and most comfortable together.
Love all. Play.
So Chinese Taipei to get us going here. And they also will take the first point.
1 love.
Right in that corner. Great placement.
2 love.
Clipping the nets to help the Chinese get their first point on the board.
1, 2.
And the Chinese all square with Zheng's shot there.
2 all.
That's the kind of things that the Taipei pair need to be careful of, is because the Chinese really love those flat drives and coming in with that power. So the Taipei pair need to keep opening up the backcourt and then finding the gaps after that.
And they take the lead here, Zhang and Teng.
3-2.
First time in this game. And they open up a 2-point lead at the start here. Zhang, Xuxian was part of that Uber Cup team, as well as Zheng Su. That won silver. They were beaten by the Koreans just a few months ago. That was a surprise.
Service fault called, too high.
How frustrating is that when that happens?
Service over.
On a service fault.
It's definitely frustrating, because as a player you feel like you're doing the same serve every time. So to get faulted, you know, just randomly, it's a bit frustrating, because you don't feel like you're doing anything different.
Service over, 6-3.
Listen to that noise around the court. That's the Indonesians at the moment. Big Chinese support as well in the stadium. The lead moves up to 4.
7-3.
I think Zhang's one of the only few women's doubles pairs that has this forehand serve at the moment. I think Siki Reddy, maybe from India, also has a forehand serve. But yeah, not that common.
Probably one of the longer rallies we've had so far.
8-3.
Chinese pair come out on top. Perhaps just explain to us, Brendan, why almost all players go with the backhand serve rather than the forehand.
I think because the motion is smaller, there's a bit less room for variation and error. When it's a bigger swing, the angles can, vary quite a lot with the racket face, and, the new fault rule as well might make it a bit difficult. So I think it's just simpler to consistently hit a good short serve from the backhand.
And you personally prefer obviously the backhand than going forehand?
Yeah. I mean, I've never practiced the forehand for that long. So maybe if I'd put the same hours into my forehand serve, maybe it'd be decent, but at this stage, definitely not better than my backhand serve.
The Chinese pair are surging ahead here. It's a good lead, isn't it? 10-3. Firm control at the moment. They pull one back. What do you feel that they need to do, the Chinese Taipei pair?
I think they're being a bit passive overall, so that rally was good with them jumping up and getting the attack and getting through with the defense there. They need to keep opening up the court to find the gaps in the China pair, because they're so strong when they don't have to move that much, and they just love when it comes to the mid-court and they can just drive and push forward together, so they have to really use the corners and use the angles of the net to then get the opportunities.
So you want them to be kind of taking the game to their opponents and being more proactive?
Yeah. They need to open up the back, do some lifting, and then try and step in at the right time with the fast shots. But if they're trying to hit these kind of half-court, mid-court shots or drive at the wrong time, that's exactly what China wants.
Well, they've kind of reduced that deficit, haven't they? They've won 3 in a row here. This is their best run for Li and Teng. This is kind of what you were saying, being more proactive.
Yeah. So the good lift at the start out into the corner, then there was a nice counter cross, and that's what then got the short lift where they could come in and finish the point from there. So they really need to use those corners to open up for those drives and counters coming forward.
This is much, much better from them. But they go into the interval. Zhang and Teng in front here, 11-7. Not the lead we might have expected a couple minutes ago, but still 4 in front in game 1.
Service over, 11-7. Play.
So 4 points clear, Zhang and Teng. Well, they kind of looked at each other there, Zhang and Teng. It went long in the end. For a second there, it looked like it might be in Li and Teng's favour. So, Gronny, you're pretty familiar with Li and Teng, aren't you?
Yes, so they recently played a few tournaments in the Oceania Tour, the Bendigo International and North Harbour International. Yeah, so I played them in the North Harbour International and beat them in 3 sets. So,
Nice.
But they're doing really well here. They've had some great results. But they have been definitely traveling for a while. A lot of these Chinese Taipei players here have been away for like nearly 5 to 9 weeks, some of them. I think these guys, it might be their 5th tournament in a row, so they'd definitely be feeling fatigued, miss home, not have had consistent training. So this is a great result for these girls to get to this semi-final.
And take some seeded scalps along the way as well.
Yeah, for sure.
There's the first to smash. Yeah, they won't be intimidated necessarily playing Teng and Zheng, already having beaten some higher seeds here. Is there a sort of a target within the pair, thinking we really don't want to let the opponent get anything further than 3-4 points, or do you want to try and limit how far that deficit is? You know, you really got to keep yourselves in the game.
Yeah, I think for sure keeping, you know, within 2 to 3 points is mentally easier to manage that catch up. I think once it gets further than that, it can be tough to comprehend catching up. But then as the pair in the lead, when you get that big lead, you really need to stay focused and not kind of give your opponents that hope that they can get back, because that's when the momentum can switch, when they think they're down and then they start crawling back, and you take your foot off the pedal, and then they just back in and they have their confidence again.
Well, that lead was 7. It was 10-3. It's now down to 3. So Li and Teng have done superbly well to get back, give themselves, as you said, 2 to 3 points. You'd be quite happy with that.
Yeah. So their confidence will definitely be growing, and you know, China will have to refocus again to make sure that they're not giving away any easy points.
We've just got one there. Chinese pair. Well out that one.
Service over, 11.
Still in that contention, in that zone. Good power there.
Yeah, good change of angle there from Zhang.
Variation helping Zhang there.
Play now.
And progressing to get on with it.
See, that's not a great time to have that surface error, because now they're back to that 3-point gap.
Yeah. Again, frustration on the serve.
But there aren't many great times to have a service error. Much better aggression from Teng at the back there, opening up for Lee to come in at the net. So when she's jumping around the rear court more and taking those opportunities, keeping the power there, that's when they can get China under pressure. If she's a bit passive and just playing down a bit softer, then it's hard to get through China's defense.
Just the 2 points. This is excellent from Li and Teng. Just as they always seem to creep up, Zhang and Teng release that pressure, just relieve it a little bit. On the tape.
17-13.
And that, just by losing that point, puts us up to 4 rather than 2 points.
Ooh, good lead.
They're going to challenge that one. I think that was out.
Yeah.
Bit of a hopeful one, right? Those are the most convincing requests there.
But it's not a bad time in the game to do a challenge. You know, they have 2 challenges per game, and it's near the end of the set, so they may as well give it a shot, get a break in the match, try and refocus.
Is there sometimes a thinking or a strategy to just break that momentum a little bit? By
Yeah. If it's close enough to like warrant a challenge, sometimes it can be way out, and you're like, oh, if you challenge that, then you might look a little bit stupid.
Right.
But I think this is a decent time to get a break and try and regroup.
Let's see, because the lead is now back to 5. Well, right off that serve,
19-13.
taking advantage. Not quite meant to do that, but it doesn't matter.
20, game point, 13.
And that sets up 7 game points here for Zhang and Teng. Just out.
Went for a very big cross, but they have a bit of a buffer to try some stuff like that.
Now, Lee and Teng need to do something fairly special from here to stay in this. Couple of points here.
15-20.
Fair to say, Grania, at this point, when you're facing so many game points, that you think, well, we should really have the next game in mind.
I think when it's this close, you still have a bit of hope. So you just take it 1 point at a time, see if you can get back into it, get back to 20 all.
First game, one by
It's been done before, so you can't fully write off the set.
21,
Well, Zhang and Teng
16.
have wrapped it up. They've had a bit of resistance from Lee and Teng, but they take that first game 21-15 in 17 minutes.
Service fault called, too high. Second game.
So second game, here in this women's doubles semi-final
Play.
at the Australian Open. So at this stage, Grania, you're already a game down. You've seen the effectiveness of how well it can go when you are being more aggressive. Is that really just how they have to be from the very start, Lee and Teng?
Yeah, it's really kind of the tactics that will get them the points, but they just need to be careful of these, you know, these loose shots, and China getting these opportunities like with these short lifts. They're just so good at shutting that net down afterwards. They're just a little bit more organized, the China pair here. When they get the opportunity, they're finishing it straight away. So the Taipei pair really just need to play those longer rallies, find the gaps, and try and not have any loose shots too much around the front.
That's good.
Service over. 1-2.
Drawn level here, Lee and Teng.
2-all.
That's 3 in a row. And they need to build up as much of a cushion as they can, don't they, really? Not in the lead for too much of that last game, so this is kind of new territory for them. Four consecutive points, their best run so far. Playing well.
Yeah, that was really good, taking the pace out there by Lee, mixing it up. It seems the longer the rally goes, the better that Chinese Taipei have the better chance they have of winning the rally. Sometime in these short exchanges, that's when China is a bit sharper and has some set plays with finishing off the rally quickly.
Case in point. For you, the Chinese pair looking to kill it off as fast as they can, aren't they?
Yeah, they're both very aggressive and quick around the front court. So once they put a lot of pressure there, they're very efficient in finishing it from the net.
Well placed, right to the back of the court from Zheng. Zhang has 3 titles on the BWF World Tour. Starting to build some momentum again.
5-all.
Those titles I told you about Zhang were in mixed doubles. She's not won a BWF World Tour title yet. 4 runners-up spots, most recently the Singapore Open. Just before that, a Malaysia Open, both times losing to Apriani Rahayu and Siti Fadia Silva Ramadanti.
A win at this tournament for China will be great because I'm pretty sure this pair is qualified for the World Tour Finals, which is meant to take place in 2 weeks. Is that correct? Yeah.
That's right.
So that'll be, you know, a good confidence booster before having to compete with the top 8 there.
Service over.
Also a quick turnaround now with the change of the week, so
Yeah, that's right.
Get ready quickly.
It was going to be the week after, wasn't it? So it's one less week, as you say, in that sense.
From what I've heard, I have heard that the China team has been based in Thailand with the pandemic and all the restrictions around China. So maybe for them, in that respect, it is a little bit of a home ground advantage in a way that they're familiar with Thailand, having been based there the last few months or so.
7-6.
Currently 3rd in the race to Bangkok, as it were.
Service over. 7-all.
So they know what they need to do, Lee and Teng. It's one thing knowing it, and of course another to be able to execute. But they seem to go through little phases of where they are very, very aggressive.
Yeah, I think you can kind of just see the difference in level sometimes, or the experience of the China pair, that they can maintain it throughout, you know, majority of their rallies, whereas the Chinese Taipei pair have those few little lapses where they're not as ready or misjudge some things. I think, for example, the China pair have been better at leaving ones that are going out on the back line, especially in the first set, whereas maybe now the Chinese Taipei are hitting some ones that could be going out. So those little differences. But of course, Chinese Taipei is winning right now, so they're doing a lot right.
Yeah, right up to the net there to kill that off. Nice position at the moment, Lee and Teng. What would you put that down to? A bit of miscommunication, perhaps?
Yeah. Well, that was a great shot off her racket, and you can see both the Chinese Taipei players were nearly both covering the same side. It's a hard shot to play, so you kind of rule that out as much when you're on the other side. So they were looking more for the straight block or the lift over, and then she was able to pull off that beautiful shot cross court, which they weren't expecting.
Well, that was aggressive right from the start, wasn't it? From Teng.
Service over. 10.
They're definitely upping the aggression, and it's paying off.
I suppose it's really nothing to lose at this point when you're already a game down. You've got to go for it, haven't you?
Yeah, and that's going to be, you know, in the China pair's head that they are the favourites to win here, and the Chinese Taipei really have nothing to lose. Which I think they've done great with in their previous 2 matches against other seeded players as well. So it's a good mindset for them to be in with no pressure.
And they go into the interval. These two here, Teng and Lee, with the lead. They are already a game down though, so they need to carry on from here.
Seconds. 20 seconds.
So it's a good position here for Lee and Teng at the moment to see if they can push on. 3 points. Make that 4.
12-8.
Looking to crank it up here.
Oh, very loose serve there. Zhang taking advantage of it.
Service over. 9-12.
Was that just in the slot? Just easy to put away?
Yeah. It was just, the serve was too high. Easy to put the pressure on her. Partner Lee had no chance really to get it away. Great counter there by Lee.
Well, there was a moment in there where the Chinese Taipei pair looked like they could have won it.
Yeah, and it's some of those times when in the alternative situation, China is good at finishing it off. But yeah, just then Lee couldn't really finish it at the net, and the China defense just able to keep getting it back one more time.
A couple of very useful points for the Chinese pair. That's not one you want to give away so easily.
12.
Just dropping the shoulders there. And they were in a pretty nice position. It's just the 1 point now. Looks like a bit of irritation there from Lee.
12-all.
And that lead completely erased within minutes.
Yeah, can be that quick.
Service over.
This is swinging back and forth really nicely.
Service over. 13-all.
Is this where perhaps a quick chat between the two, say Lee and Teng now, to try and reset and think what we need to do?
Yeah, this would definitely be a time for that when they have just lost a few in a row and they were in the lead, just to regroup, just figure out, you know, how they want to play the next few rallies.
It seems that now Zhang and Teng, first time they've had the lead in a while. The momentum perhaps has shifted back to them. It's been a good period since the interval for Zhang and Teng.
Neck forward, nice.
They will take that right now.
Service over, 14 all.
Obviously, enough on that just to carry it over. So the approach on the serve a couple of times, that flick serve didn't really work, did it?
15,
Yeah, I think it was a
14.
little bit too much to the middle. So she was able to get behind it, and then, yeah, Taipei there was just confused. They each thought the other one was going to hit it, so neither of them swung. Or she swung there, but about 2 seconds too late.
Well, this is really intriguing towards the business end of the second game. This time, it didn't quite carry over for the Chinese Taipei pair.
16, 15.
There's a little chat again. Shot, good recovery. Easy finish in the end, but good rally.
Yeah, really good rally. Zhang doing great to step in there and really take that off the net quickly, push it into the corner.
17,
Putting Chinese Taipei under a lot of pressure there.
I just wonder, that's now the major turning point. The Chinese in a good position. 49 number of shots in that rally. 2 points the lead here. There's a bit of gamesmanship, perhaps just drag it out, eke out a few more seconds, slow down the momentum. Is that what players might do?
Yeah, I think after a long rally like that, that they are just generally tired as well and just want to get their breath back. Women's doubles especially, there can be some very long, long rallies.
15, play.
Important to stay within range for Li and Teng.
16, 17.
They'll be quite grateful to have won that point quickly after the previous rally. It's not quite worked out on the serve, has it?
Yeah, I think China's onto that flick serve a little bit, so they're able to really get on top of it.
18.
Follow up in the next few shots.
Oh, unlucky. Zhang with the reactions there. Tough for her. Furrowed brow. Again, Li and Teng are fighters, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
17.
just
18.
hanging around, aren't they?
Pushing their opponents as far as they can. That was another fairly long rally, 35 shots. Nice placement. Lots of courts away, Matt.
Service over. 19, 17.
Bit of hesitation here from Li at the front. And then Teng just playing a bit loose after that. I think she's saying it's that easy there. We need to do that every point.
Now the magic number, that's the lead, and the number of points required to win this. And they have 3 match points.
20.
Zhang and Teng.
Match point 17.
They should be out. Zhang and Teng into their first Australian Open final, but given a good fight by their opponents today.
Match won by Zhang.
Yeah, Chinese Taipei pair have done great to make it this far. It's been a long road of tournaments for them.
21.
Of course, China very happy.
Thumbs up from Teng. They fought well. They were pushed quite a bit, weren't they? And they did the business in the end. They tired Li and Teng perhaps as well. As Gronya's had been on the road for a long time. But Zhang Chuxian and Zheng Yu have beaten Li Jiaxin and Teng Chunsun of Chinese Taipei 21-15, 21-17 in 42 minutes.